The standard form of a line. Part 1, Rearranging to standard form. The common definition of standard form is one of the form of ax plus by equals c, where a and b are real numbers and a and b are not both 0. So your rules for this would be that x and y are on the left, with x being first. A constant term is on the right, and the equation is in simplest form. That means that there are no common factors in all three terms. You may also see standard form defined with two additional rules. A and B and C are integers. That means no fractions or decimals. And A has to be positive. Let's take a look at our first example. Y equals 1/2 x plus 8. Well, our first rule says that x and y have to be on the left side. So what I need to move is the 1/2 x. And I'll move this term by subtracting 1/2 x from both sides. This way they'll cancel out on the left, and I'm left with negative 1/2 x plus y equals 8. Now my x is first. My x and y are on the left, and I have a constant term that's on the right. Right now, there are no common factors. I do have a fraction. To cancel out fractions, you multiply everything by the least common denominator. Our least common denominator is 2. 2 times negative 1/2 x is negative x. 2 times y is 2y, and 2 times 8 is 16. The last thing I need to change is your negative x. A has to be positive. To do this, I divide everything by negative 1, so x minus 2y equals negative 16. Now my equation is in standard form. X minus 2y equals negative 16. Practice 1. Rewrite each of the following linear equations in standard form. Clear all fractions or decimals. Make sure the x term is positive and factor out all common terms. Number 1. 2y plus 2x equals 6. X needs to be first. I'll use my commutative property that allows me to move 2x to the front. X and y are on the left side. My constant term is on the right. I do have a common factor, which is 2. So I'm going to factor out a 2, which pretty much just means divide everything by 2. That's going to leave us with x plus y equals 6. Equals 3, There are no fractions, no decimals. My x term is positive, so I have my equation in standard form. X plus y equals 3. Number 2. Y equals 3x minus 5. I need the x to be first on the left side, so I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. This way the 3x's will cancel out on the right side, and I'm left with negative 3x plus y equals negative 5. Remember, your x term has to be positive, so I divide everything by negative 1, and that just changes all of the signs to all three terms. So positive 3x minus y equals 5. Number 3. 2x equals 4 plus 2y. I need the y to be on the left side, so this time we'll subtract 2y from both sides. Remember, x needs to come first, so 2x minus 2y equals 4. I have a common factor, of 2. So I'm going to take out 1, 2 from each side. I'm left with x minus y equals 2. Now my equation is in standard form. Number 4. Y equals 19 minus 6x. Again, we need our x and our y to be on the left side, so we need to add 6x to both sides. Remember that x needs to come first. 6x plus y equals 19. X is first, y is second. My constant term is on the right. There are no fractions, no decimals, no common terms, and my x is positive. So my equation is in standard form. Number 5. For number 5, right off the bat, I see decimals, and I know that I cannot have decimals. To eliminate your decimals, you multiply everything by the greatest digit after your place value after your decimal. So here I have 2 in the 10th spot and 3 in the 10th spot. So the largest place value would be our tenths. So we're going to multiply everything by 10. When we do this, we'll have 2y plus 3x equals 20. Now the only thing we'll have to do is switch our x and our y using our commutative property. So 3x plus 2y equals 20. And we have our equation in standard form. Number 6, right off the bat, I see fractions. We have to eliminate our fractions by multiplying everything by the least common denominator. My denominators are 3 and 2. The least common denominator will be 6. When I multiply 1/3 y times 6, I'll have 2y. 6 times negative 1/2 x is negative 3x. And 6 times negative 6 is negative 36. We need to use our commutative property to move our x to the front and then get rid of our negative by dividing everything by negative 1. This changes all of our signs. 3x minus 2y equals 36.